Hey, it's Uncle Matty from Monmouth. And recently, some women folk have approached me about using my property to trail horses and donkeys. Now, my property is an island. And I said, well, if you can get your ass out there, welcome to it. 28 acres that I got here in Monmouth. Uh, so I guess they're trying to put together a bunch of property owners and see if they can connect the trail and whatnot. But the results have been mixed. Some people haven't been too friendly or open to the idea of having donkeys and asses on their property. So I'm going to drop the fake mean accent for a second. I'm actually from New Jersey. Okay. You'll know I'm from Jersey every time I say the word coffee. For some reason, they love it when I say coffee. Uh, That's the only I could imitate the accent pretty well, except for when I say coffee. I've never been able to get that one down. But originally, I'm from. I want you to have the history and context as to why I let people use my property, because I do have hunters out there now. As far as I know, there's at least two tree stands. My neighbors use the property. So why am I so amicable, whatever the hell the word is? Why am I so friendly to the idea of letting people use my property? Well, it's a neighborly thing to do, but let me before I get into my reasons, let me give you my history. I come from an area of New Jersey called Sussex County, New Jersey, Ogdensburg, and to be more specific. When my dad died in '07. I moved up here with my elderly mother and to take care of her and work up here. And uh, you have to understand Sussex County, and I think Mainers get the Downeasters get a little upset when I say Jersey just 20 years behind us. You're like 1980s New Jersey. When I moved up, I used to say it's 1980s New Jersey up here. New Jersey didn't always suck. It wasn't always a hellhole. In 1980s, New Jersey was farmland. It was awesome. We had all kinds of freedom. We could do whatever we want, and things were good. Towards the end, though, things went bad quick. We had these things called McMansions. Now, for you Downeasters, you probably never even heard of the term. A McMansion is basically a balsa wood house wrapped in Tyvek that sells for millions of dollars. They look really great, but if you fart in one of these things, they'll inflate and collapse because of crap. Really expensive crap. Multi-million dollar crap. The other thing that happened was they started mining things. And before you knew it, the area of Sussex County that I'm from had these beautiful rolling hills. Not big mountains, but they were good size and they were plentiful. If you go there today, it's as flat as Florida. Everything is just gravel pits, flat. And you had like all the infrastructure things with the promises from the electric companies and this and that. It was same thing that Maine just went through with CMP, which is Canadian owned. They were going to run the line through, and it had nothing to do with the power. What they're really after is the lithium that you've got all over Maine. The lithium deposits, and trust me, they're coming for that. You're going to see lithium mines in Maine. I promise you that. I'm telling you, I want to be your warning as to why you need to be neighborly, why you need to preserve your land as much as possible, why you need to learn from New Jersey. Don't emulate it, because New Jersey sucks and you don't want to suck. Okay? You're 20 years behind New Jersey. If you want to see what happens, take a trip down to Sussex County sometimes. Just telling you. You're going to have your mountains stripped. You're going to have power lines and pipelines and factories, and you're going to have low income housing that's like 30 stories high, and you're gonna have the Walmart and the Foot Locker and the whole 9 yards, and the element's gonna come in. Okay, you're gonna have beautiful hills, and I mean you don't have really. I don't see, but I don't get out much. I don't really see too much of the way, but the hills and mountains are similar to Sussex the way it was back in the day. It's going to be flatland. I'm telling you right now, and that's just a promise. I am telling you, you can't avoid it. You just can't, because you're not going to listen. Those of you that have made up your minds, you're just not going to listen. Okay, I'm just. This video is more as a retrospective. Anyway, the reason I let people use my property is because at some point it's going to be the last 28 acres of green left in Maine. I know that for a fact. Maine is shaped, and it's exactly I think it's Maine is 32 times. It's either 32 or 62. I forget. I did the math on it once. It's about 32 times the size of Sussex, New Jersey, and the same shape. It's shaped almost identical. And I watched it happen. There's no green left. The farmers up and left. They would sell their properties off one by one, and in would come the developers, and you would get the McMansions, you would get the McShopping malls, the McThis, the McThat, strip mines. Like I said, with the lithium deposits you got in Maine, trust me, they're coming for that. You're going to see strip mining for the lithium. I promise you that's happening. That's going to happen if it hasn't already. They're already probing. The whole thing with CMP was just, because coincidentally, by the way, the way that line ran just happened to be right over the lithium deposits, just saying. So at any rate, to me, I don't have a wife or kids. The closest I came to getting married was a Russian lady that lives in Moscow. Came very close, almost married a Russian, and I never got over that. That's another story for another time. No, I'll save that as an Uncle Matty story for another time. But at any rate, I don't have a legacy. My legacy is basically my property, and I would like people to have a place to go, to be in nature as God intended, to go hunting, to go fishing, to go camping, to ride their ass out there on their animals, and have a good time, because eventually that's going to go away. It just is. Okay. And I could already see some of you shaking your heads. Oh, that's over my money. That's never going to happen. Oh, Mainers. Yeah. We said the same thing in Sussex County. We said the same thing. We did. Yeah, I'm telling you, you're 20 years behind us, but it's coming. It's coming. Okay. It's all going to be gone. Trust me, pumpkins. It's going to be flat. It's going to look like Kansas. It's just going to be flat. A big, giant dust bowl. And where there isn't dust, there's going to be big concrete buildings everywhere you look. It's coming. It just is. Okay, so to me, I would like now my property, for all intents and purposes, because I babbled on enough about that. My property, for all intents and purposes, is basically an island. Okay, it's surrounded on three sides by water. On Jock Stream, and I think a Mud Pond, I think is above that, or Jock Pond, whatever the hell it's called. And then behind that, I have a bird sanctuary. Okay, so for all intents and purposes, I'm landlocked. I have 360 foot by 20 foot wide right of way that I own going down to the water, but I have no bridge. There is literally no way to get to this thing. Okay. But if you could get your asses out there, you got a boat, a barge, or whatever, swim, you're welcome to go onto my property, because I just want you to have a place to go, to hunt, to fish, to camp, and I'm not worried about lawsuits and injury. I'm not worried about any of that, because the fun fact about Uncle Matty is poor. And when you don't own anything, There's nothing to take. I mean, what are you gonna do? Take the land? You're gonna end up the same problem I had. You're not gonna be able to sell it. You're not gonna be able to do anything with it. Bridge builders are gonna tell you that they're not gonna be able to get over there to get the footer to the other side to even build the bridge, assuming that you have the $1 million to build the bridge in the first place. So the bridge is never gonna happen. You're welcome to that, but I don't know anything. But I'm not worried about lawsuits in Maine anyway, because Maine protects the property owners from just this kind of nonsense. So you're not liable for anything anyway for letting people recreate on your land. You just aren't. Okay. But there's people that are just like so hostile to the idea. Oh, they're going to tear up the property. It's land. There's not a hell. I mean, short of dumping toxic waste or nuclear shit, I don't see how people can. In fact, my neighbors have been mowing my right of way. The hunters have been picking up any garbage that they see. They treat my land better than I do. So to me, they're more of a benefit to have them there than to be that guy. And I swear to God, when I came up here, because Maine had treated me so well, the complete opposite of what I went through in New Jersey. The complete opposite. The love I got. This is why I want to give back a little bit too. The love I got up here was so great that it needs to be rewarded. And when I die, it is going to be in my will that the property goes to the town of Monmouth with my brothers in control. And when they die, then anything you want to do on it is going to have to be voted on. But basically, it's going to be left in all perpetuity for people to use for all eternity. That's it. That's it. But I don't get the people that, if you've got land that you're not using, why not let people who will use it enjoy it? Oh, they're running it up with the snowmobiles, and the horses are poking holes in the ground. Well, what benefit are you getting out of the property? Are you farming it? It's just dead land. You're not doing anything with it. Eventually you'll get tired of it and you'll sell it to a developer who's going to put up a McMansion, and you'll probably move to Florida or something. But that's what's going to happen. It seems to be a mixed bag. It seems to be like a half and half. From what I'm hearing from these ladies, it seems to be a mixed bag. It's either you get people that are like me, like, really, hey, go for it, hey, all right, or you got the people that are like really aggressive. They're like, yeah. They're yelling at them just for even asking the question, like jumping in their face and getting hostile just for even, how dare you? But then again, and I hope to God that the people that are the how dare you are the people from away. I would be absolutely mortified to find out that that's a Maina acting like that. I would be ashamed to find out that a Maina ever acted like that. Especially, I mean, either you got problems up here, or you're just a rotten human being, or you just don't know what's coming. Because like I said, I lived it, and history will repeat itself, and I'm telling you. So, like I said, for now, I was asked to come up with reasons why, well, there it is. I'd like some sort of legacy. B, I'd like to, have something to give back to the community that gave to me when I came up here and treated me like one of their own, even though I say coffee. They didn't care that I say coffee. They treated me, hey, come on, have a beer, hey, have a steak, hey, treated like family up here. So I'm trying to treat them like family, and they're in the will. That's it. So legacy, give back a little bit, and keep it green. I mean, like I said, I'm telling you, within a few, if it doesn't happen within the next 5, 10, 20 years, it will happen eventually. Your mountains are going to just go away. There are going to be strip mines everywhere. There's going to be McMansions, McMalls. And eventually they're going to build and build and build like they did in Jersey in the 90s. And eventually the money's going to run out and you're going to build anywhere else. There's still unfinished projects to this day with these big giant dump trucks. And when I say dump trucks, I'm not talking about the things that you follow on the road on a daily basis. I'm talking big, massive. I mean, like 2-story tall dump trucks sitting in fields with weeds and trees growing through them, rusting and melting into the earth on unfinished projects because the money ran out. And it will. The money will run out, and the builders will eventually stop. And then the element's going to come in, you're going to have crime, and you're going to have all kinds of problems. And when that happens, people are going to start exiting the state in droves. And then you're going to be left with a very sparse population with no trees, no fishing, no hunting, no nothing. Just a big, giant parking lot with homeless people on it. That's what you're going to get. And I'm telling you, it's coming. Anyway, I've babbled enough on this. I don't know if this video is going to do these women any good, but if you're one of these people that are a little aggressive towards the idea, shall we say, you may want to rethink it, because my experience has been nothing like you're projecting. My experience is that the people that are using my property to hunt and fish and camp and ride their asses, have actually been taking better care of my property than I have. They're actually cleaning up and maintaining. So I don't know what you're complaining. Oh, they're rutting up. Well, how often do you drive on? I haven't been on my property. You know, when I bought that property, I bought it blind. I mean, it was 2 years before I set foot on it. Me and my buddy Jay rode our asses out there. Not our asses as in donkeys, but we rode our fat asses out on a boat. And it took us a while to get out there, but we finally got out to the island, and we set foot on it for the first time. And I just lost my train of thought. Anyway, but it was like 2 years later. It was like it was 2 years before. That's where I was. It was 2 years before I even looked at the property. And I think I was like the last time. It's been. Oh my God! When did we? It's got to be at least 5 to 10 years now. I've had that property a while, so I haven't set foot on it. What am I going to do with it? You know, I had delusions of grandeur. It was dirt cheap, and I couldn't figure out why. And of course, in those days, I worked as a security guard. I worked in the security field for 16 years, so I had that kind of mentality where, like, it's got a natural moat, you know. And of course, I don't want to keep this political because I don't know where this video is going to end up, but I kind of lean to the right, and I have anarchist tendencies and anti-government. Like, they can't get a tank out here. It's a natural moat. I got woods in the back. The only problem is I can't get out there either. But anyway, my land's there. If anyone wants to hunt, fish, camp, or whatever. I don't know how you're going to get your ass out there, and your horse. Maybe a barge or something. I was thinking about maybe a barge later on down the road. But anyway, this video is already going on 18 minutes long. I'll probably reshoot the video and condense it and try to make it a little bit more cogent because it's just more rambling. But it gives you an idea as to where I'm going with this. I just think we need more people letting people use land, and keeping it green. And like I said, I'm not one of these enviro-Nazis. Yeah, I'm just not. I don't buy into the whole global warming thing, but I just would like to see some green left for people to go out and be in nature as God intended. There's actually a thing I remember seeing it somewhere. It's called forest bathing. There's some health benefits to actually being out in the woods. There's actually health benefits just being there. So anyway, that's my rant. I'll catch you later. Bye.